the next speaker to be on stage, distinguished Sudip Chatterjee, Chief Business Officer at Globe Teleservices, to join me for a fireside chat. We'll be talking, we're sticking to the same theme, focusing on enterprise, but there'll be evolving communication options for enterprise. So please give Sudip a big hand. Sudip, thanks for joining me. So I just want to, if you don't mind, we're going to read your bio here. Impressive bio. So you bring over about 20 years of rich experience in the telecom sector, spanning from technology. Yep. Okay, no worries. So Sudip, you bring a vast experience, from technology, product management, business development, and sales. You are currently responsible for the business operation, marketing strategies of GTS as a whole, with a major focus towards growing the EBITDA and people engagement, and is actively involved in the strategic portfolio diversification. So my first question to you is, maybe can you guide us a bit about the journey and all the evolution, we're talking about evolution of GTS throughout the years till today. Yep.
Thank you. Thank you everybody for bearing with me till the last moment. Okay, so I think the journey of GTS was already run through by our CEO, Mr. Ashutosh, but I'll do a brief run through for the delegates who actually missed it. We started with the international voice connectivity, and the raw material to it was the relationship which we had with the operators. We started growing more and more on the voice, finally transitioned into A2P and cloud numbers. The transition into A2P and cloud numbers was also our turning point into getting into enterprise business, because these businesses primarily originated from the enterprises and terminated into the operators. So that's where we forayed into the enterprise business, and we developed our homegrown communication platform, which is known as the CPaaS Plus, and we graduated into the enterprise business over the time. Yeah. So that's our basic journey. Over and above, we didn't stop only there. We had our own product factory, GTS Tech Labs, which came up with a single stack firewall, which is pretty rare, a firewall which was having A2P monetization platform, voice and a flash call blocking capabilities. This platform is actually the reason which has led to us having so many exclusivity deals in Asia and Africa. So that's GTS in a nutshell.
Okay. So the next question is about, we've stayed through the day and listened to different conversation. Obviously, enterprise is central focus to a lot of the discussion. So how do you see, based on the reflection and your thoughts, how do you see the evolution of communication channel used by enterprise?
So communication channel has evolved a lot. It's from probably the landlines to the WhatsApp, and now silence also has a blue tick, which actually creates some anxiety. Oh, will that person reply to me? Will that person put an emoji? So anyways, yes, communication channels do evolve, and what's more important is the reason for this evolution. The reason for this evolution is actually the enterprises who have evolved from being channel-centric now to gradually getting customer-centric. And also the thought process where they have actually realized that it's better to head for conversational mediums rather than mere broadcast. So coming back with some statistics regarding the channel evolution, the way I can see it through my experiences, the pre-2010 era probably was very voice dominant on the enterprise communication. Post-2010 was heavily on the A2P and the WhatsApp channels, and 2020 probably saw a lot of digital channels coming up, probably WhatsApp, Vibers, and they boomed a lot. And lastly, I think so for the last couple of years, as Anurag was also telling, a re-engineered version of RCS is also gaining a lot of popularity.
Okay. So you heard, I want to tie this next question on the role of the communication platform in enterprise business. And we heard that the platform is still very essential. So what is this role? What is the role from your perspective? Yeah.
I think this has been discussed in many ways in different forums, but again, to kind of keep it brief, I think it's the enterprise realization that we need to evolve from simple campaign managements to solutioning is the game changer. So if you see, the solutioning has helped multiple things. It has helped to generate better conversational ratio, better operational efficiency, maybe much better customer engagement and experience. And also, the platforms come with a omnichannel analytics, which I can say has allowed the enterprises to realize the best return on ad spends, which is something which all the boardrooms discuss, that if we are doing so much of spending on communication, what is the realization coming from that? The more abused word, this transition from telcos to techcos is also something which comes from the way enterprise perceive the telcos. So initially they were, in my opinion, very much looked upon as communication tools, but now they look at the telcos as business solutioning tools. So that's the main reason, and I really feel that yes, without a platform, it's not possible.
Okay. So I have one, I know we're running out of time, but one quick question. It might sound like a trick question, because you're going to pick I'm going to give you a multiple choice. What is more important for enterprise, platform or their choice of communication channel?
Well, that's something like asking me whether you want the handset without the charger or just the charger without the handset. So I think first we need both. So I mean, there is no alternative to either of the two. Now, like if I see our personal experiences, so our enterprise partners who are using CPaaS Plus, they have multiple reasons to endorse us way beyond the traditional relevant channels. So if you go to see, we heard this word use case coming in so many times in this forum today. But our product guys came up with something which is a typical no-code workflow. So this empowered the enterprises to actually make the workflows on the go. And they could even change it if they found there was something wrong over the time. And it's completely agnostic to IT developers. So what basically we started preaching as an organization here was that use case is a history. We are actually coming up with hyper-personalization where you can make your own use case. So that was one of the game changer which has actually seen that platforms become relevant. And yes, whenever we design a workflow, most of the relevant channels of communication are used up there. Then you have the chatbots. Chatbot comes in multiple channels. It comes in A2P, it comes in web, it comes in WhatsApp, it comes in Viber, multiple channels of choice. But then look at this beauty, like the chatbot of CPaaS Plus can actually be configured in less than an hour and can kind of replace a customer care service which is 24/7. So that really makes the life much easier for the enterprises. And lastly, let's say a evolved platform like CPaaS Plus, you can always use their APIs to connect to the source. When I say the source, it will be the source application, which can be a CRM or any native application, which can be used to trigger the workflow. So the workflow is there in the platform, but you're using your native application to trigger the workflow. So as I see, the channels and the platform needs to be coupled together. They cannot be a individual choice. So that's my take on it.
Yeah, no, I think it kind of like bring up the previous panel talked about simple, personalized, and trust.
STP.
Kind of aim to
STP.
bring, yes, STP, yes. So I think that might be the central closing point for this forum today. So Sudip, I'd like to thank you again. It's a pleasure to be here and doing the Fireside chat with you.
Thank you.
Yep. And then I think I would like to invite Sudip now to do the closing remarks and invite us to the high tea. Right.
Sure.